Timmy didn't last too long in those jungles. That war. It was chewing through our men fast. And it sent little Timmy back in a pine wood box before the spring snow melted off. 2 weeks later, I see Timmy Baderman walking up Bear Creek Road. I almost crashed my truck right into the fence. I was rubbernecking so hard. It was him. Clear as day.
BoogeyMan band coming round the bend. Is BoogeyMan band. Is BoogeyMan band.
Greetings, fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for stopping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be talking about a brand new movie that just premiered on Paramount Plus. This movie is premiering on October the 6th, and the film is a prequel to 2019's Pet Sematary remake. This was a film that I gave a favorable review to back when I first saw it. It's a movie that I have revisited about at least a handful of times over the 4.5 years since its release in 2019. This was a remake to one of my favorite films of all time and one of my favorite Stephen King novels. And the original film came out, of course, in 1989. It is a very special place in my heart. I love this film. I saw this film before I read Stephen King's novel, and I was always upset that they were going to remake it. I had hoped that they would continue the story. They tried to do it a little bit with 1992's Pet Sematary 2, that was also directed by the same director. Mary Lambert directed both the original and this one. With the remake, there was things about it I liked, but upon rewatch, it's just really lost its luster with me. There's so many things about it that just feel like it's going by the numbers. I thought actress Jate Lawrence did a great job as Ellie. I also thought Jason Clarke was good as Lewis. John Lithgow, I'm a big fan of him, but it was really hard to fill Fred Gwynn's shoes as Judd. Judd is he's such an important element of that first film, and really is, when you read Stephen King's novel, that's who you see as Judd, is Fred Gwynne, the late Fred Gwynne. So I just feel like this didn't change anything. It didn't set really any new ground. It changed a couple of story elements up, but other than that, there was nothing new that it did, whereas the first Pet Sematary film, which some people are very critical of now and say that it has horrible acting, for some reason I don't get it. And I didn't feel that Jason Clarke and Amy Simons did anything that great with the roles. They were good, and Jason Clarke is a fantastic actor. I'm not as familiar with Amy Simons, but I thought, I still love Dale Midkiff and Denise Crosby as the Creeds. It was right around the time that they had talked about doing another one, but there was a rumor that they were going to be doing a prequel. Now, I heard rumblings about it, but it kind of just was out of sight, out of mind for me. I wasn't really that interested in seeing it. And then in July of this year, some of the first images appeared, and I did do a video talking about it. And it was they were saying that on October 6th it was going to be debuting on Paramount Plus. The trailer dropped on the 12th of last month, and the movie premiered tonight a little bit early. I'm recording this on October the 5th, but at 9 o'clock tonight I was able to watch it. And after watching it, I knew that I really wanted to talk about it. In 1969, a young Judd Crandall dreams of escaping his hometown until he discovers the malevolent secrets of what is buried in a cemetery. He confronts a haunting family legacy that forever connects him to the place and unites with his childhood friends as they face an ancient evil that has plagued Ludlow from its inception. The movie stars Jackson White as Judd Crandall, Forrest Goodluck as Manny, Jack Mueller as Timmy, Henry Thomas as Dan, Natalie Alien Lind as Norma, Isabel Starr LeBlanc as Donna, Samantha Mathis as Kathy, Pam Grier as Marjorie, and David Duchovny as Bill. After the commercial success of Pet Sematary in 2019, producer Lorenzo D. Bonaventura had plans for a prequel explaining the mythology and universe of the film. In February of 2021, the film was greenlit, with Bueller and Bonaventura returning in their roles as screenwriter and producer, respectively. This is the debut of director Lindsay Anderson Beer. She signed on as director in May of 2021, and principal photography began in August of the same year. There is a cutscene that is on the special features for the Blu-ray that shows Judd talking about Timmy Baderman, which is the primary focus of this movie. There are some elements that are changed up for this release, and I assume that they made those changes because the scene was not used in the final release of the film. And of course, the story of Timmy Baterman is featured in the original Pet Sematary film, but it's a story that Judd tells Lewis after Gage's funeral, and I think it's one of the most haunting moments in the film. And it's a very quick, sort of overview of what happened to Timmy Baterman, because the whole thing is that Judd had said that, he had lied to Lewis about a person ever being buried at the Micmac grounds. And he tells the story about Timmy Baterman. And I was curious what it was going to be like to have a full movie about this character. And I was actually surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. And I like that it was kind of focusing on a young Judd Crandall, which is something that I was interested in seeing. I would have preferred seeing a younger Fred Gwynn's depiction of Judd Crandall than John Lithgow. There was elements that Jackson White, I felt, brought to the character of Judd, as a younger man, that I could see carry over into the older depiction of him in the remake from 2019. I actually, like I said, this film was actually a lot of fun, and there's some strange moments in it. There's some characters in it that I didn't think were fully developed. I think the characters of Manny and Donna were the only two characters that I wanted to know a little bit more about. I felt like they were kind of underutilized, and their story kind of, was, the fact that Judd and Timmy and Manny were all friends. The whole thing was, I never felt like, Manny and Judd were friends. I don't know why. There was just, I don't know if it was just, there was just the strain between the two actors. I didn't really buy their friendship. Also, Henry Thomas, you can't say enough great things about Henry Thomas. I grew up with him. It's so funny for me to still see him as Elliot from E.T., but he's older than me, and see him playing fathers, like in Midnight Mass, he played a dad in that, and it's funny for me to see him play this older guy. And Samantha Mathis, who I had a huge crush on from like Pwn with the Volume and Broken Arrow, she's great in it. At first it didn't look like her, but it was her, and she plays Judd's mother, and Henry Thomas plays Judd's father. Also, David Duchovny, I thought, did a great job in this as Bill Baterman. The scenes with Timmy, I thought, were really well done. At first, I didn't know how they were going to depict him, because he's very savage looking in the 1989 film. In this one, he's subtly creepy, and there's things that they do with special sound effects, like when he moves, you can hear his bones moving, and it's really eerie. Also, they do show undead animals in this, and I thought it was done really well. But for a prequel that's kind of talking about some of the elements that were just hinted at in that 89 film, and some that were kind of talked about in the 2019 film, I think this did a good job. I think the gore was there. It looked great. It didn't look like it was made. It didn't look like a cheap production. I think Lindsay Anderson Beer did a great job of picking up the reins of this franchise. I know a lot of people are crapping on the film, just people that have seen it at Fantastic Fest where it debuted last month, because we knew the outcome. But it was still kind of cool to see, why Judd was still there. And it gives a little bit more depth to why he's still there, when the Creeds move in, across the way from him. Adds a new layer to the Judd Crandall character, which I think is kind of cool. Like I said, you probably are going to realize the outcome, which is what a lot of people's criticism is, that the outcome of what's going to happen, because it is a prequel, and a lot of people, that's why they don't like prequels, because they know what's going to happen. But I always like seeing, how did the characters get to that point where we pick up the story. I had fun with it. I hope people will give it a chance. It is on Paramount Plus right now. If you have that service, check it out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And as always, thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone for this spooky screening on Pet Sematary Bloodlines. I thank you guys for your time, and I will talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Hey, my fellow Fright Fiends, I just want to thank everyone for supporting BoogeyMan Ben's Horror Zone. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop a video at least once or twice a week. The Horror Zone is a passion of mine, and it really makes me happy that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.